never saw that one coming. Anyway, hello Sunday Clubbers and welcome back to KMPCSCTV. As you can see, I love a good story, especially one with a bit of a twist at the end. And this week's story is no exception. Claire is going to be back and have us bopping around to our new memory verse again. I hope you've all been practicing. And we'll be joking around with Mo and Mabel. But first, it's over to Louise.
Hi boys and girls. Listen, I hope you don't mind. I just was having a wee look in my cupboards there to see if I had any Easter chocolate left, and I discovered that yes, I do indeed have a 10-pack here of Cadbury's cream eggs, and so I'm just going to go ahead and have one because I've just got a moment now, and if you don't mind, I'm just going to eat a cream egg. So talk amongst yourselves there and I'll just get them out here. Boys and girls, the box is empty. That is devastating. I was expecting to find it full of cream eggs and there it has nothing in it at all. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had something and you thought that when you got to it, it would be full and then it turns out to be empty? Or maybe you've left something sitting and it's just for you and you go back to get it and it's gone, like half your dinner or a chocolate bar or something like that. It's so annoying when that happens, isn't it? Well, I want to tell you a story from the Bible today about something that was empty that should have been full, but it wasn't disappointing, it was actually amazing. The Bible is really good like that. Lots of the time, it's really surprising. So, we heard the last time that Jesus had died, and that was a very, very sad day. The religious leaders didn't like Jesus at all. They really were annoyed by the things he was saying and doing, and they told lies about him, and they got him killed. And it was very sad. And his disciples, Jesus's disciples, his friends, were so sad and they were so scared and they didn't know what was going to happen and they didn't know what to think because they thought he was really special and now he was dead. So it was very, very sad. Now, after Jesus died, one of his friends, a man called Joseph, he went to the authorities and he asked if he could take Jesus's body away and if he could bury it in a tomb. And a tomb is like a big cave. And the authorities said, yeah, okay, but they knew that Jesus had said that he was going to rise again after he had died. Now, they didn't believe that he could do that because people don't come back to life after they've died. But they were a bit worried that someone might try and steal Jesus' body and say that he had risen again. So they put a giant stone in front of the tomb and they also put guards there to make sure nothing strange would happen. So Jesus died on the Friday, and on the Sunday morning, very early, some of his friends, some women who were friends of his, went to the tomb to check that everything was okay. And when they got there, there was a huge earthquake. Everything shook. And when they looked up, the stone from the front of the tomb, the huge stone that was too heavy for anybody to move, had moved, and there was an angel sitting on top of it. The angel was glowing really bright and was quite scary looking, and he said, "Don't be afraid." And he also said, "Why are you looking for Jesus here? Because he's gone. He's risen like he said he would." So the angel had told them Jesus was alive. He even showed them the cloths, the cloths that they had wrapped Jesus' body in when he had died, and they were all neatly folded, and Jesus had gone. So the angel said to the women, "Jesus is alive, and you need to go and tell the rest of the disciples that Jesus is alive." How would you have felt if that was you? What would you have thought? I wonder, would you have been Scared by that big, bright, shiny, strong angel? Would you have been excited? Well, the women were all of those things, and they ran away from the tomb, hurried away, and they were afraid, but they were full of joy at the same time. And they ran to tell the disciples about the angel and about the empty tomb. And we can read about that in the Bible. We can read about it in Matthew, Mark and Luke. You can find accounts of what happened there. So the women ran off and they went to tell their other friends, the disciples, about what had happened. Now, the disciples, you can understand, kind of thought this was quite a strange story, and they weren't totally sure if they believed it or not. In fact, some of them were very sure that it really sounded crazy. And while they were all standing around talking about it, suddenly Jesus appeared in the room. And he hadn't come in through the door, he hadn't come in through the window, he just appeared. And they were all amazed, of course, and they said, "What is happening here? Is it a ghost? What are we seeing?" And Jesus said to them, "Have you got anything to eat?" And they said, "Yeah, we've got some fish." And he said, "Well, I'll take some." And they gave him some fish and he ate it. And he said, "Could a ghost eat?" And so he was showing them that he was a real person. And then after a number of weeks, Jesus appeared to them lots of different times and spoke to them and told them that he was real and that he had defeated death and that he had been raised from the dead. And he told them, the disciples, that their job was to go into the whole world and to tell everyone about him, the good news about what had happened. That God had sent his Son to live on the earth and to die instead of all of us for all the things that we do and that we will do and that we have done. Instead of us having to be punished, he took that on himself. And instead of death being able to defeat us, Jesus has defeated death. And so we can now live a new life with God here, now, and we can also live an everlasting life with God forever. And that is really, really good news. And so I wonder, will we be like the women and like the disciples? And will we go and tell other people the good news about Jesus? Because it really, really is brilliant news. When I look at my empty cream egg box, it's not great news. Sure it's not. My box is empty. That's not brilliant news. Even that I might tell somebody about. But the empty tomb, Jesus is risen, Jesus is alive, is amazing news. And it's something that you need to know, and it's something that everybody in our whole world needs to know about. And we can tell them. We can share that. Tell you what, if I find a cream egg, do you think I should keep it to myself? Well, I might be tempted, but if I find a whole 10 pack or even maybe 5 of these cream eggs, I will definitely tell my family because it's really good news. And so let's be telling our friends and our family the really good news about Jesus. He has defeated death. We can live with him forever. We can live a new life now. What brilliant news that is.
Hi Sunday Clubbers! Hope you've been getting the hang of your new verse and you've been dancing and singing away. Are you ready to go through it again? Let's go!
Christ died for us, but God shows his love for us in that while
practicing.
Good morning, boys and girls. It's Mo and Mabel, and we are back. Boys and girls, we have really missed being with you at SCTV. But today we are back, and we thought we would tell you some funny jokes. Now, to get ready for our funny jokes, we thought it'd be a good idea to warm up our laughs. So after 3, I want you to practice your best laugh. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Ha 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 ha. Oh, boys and girls, I think your laughs are well warmed up now. Okay, over to Mo for our first joke.
Why did the astronaut not have all his friends to his party?
I don't know, Mo. Why did the astronaut not have all his friends to his party?
There wasn't enough space.
Ha 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 ha. Okay, Mo. Okay, I've got one for you now. Are you ready? Why should you never ever give Elsa a balloon?
I don't know, Mabel. Why?
Because she will let it go. Let it go. Ha 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 ha. Can you do a better one, Mo?
Oh yes, are you ready for this one? Why did the teddy bear not have any dessert?
I don't know. Why did the teddy bear not have any dessert?
Because he was stuffed.
All right, you ready for another one from me? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
Oh, Bo! I didn't know you could yodel. Little old lady. Woo. Oh, boys and girls, Mo and I have been so silly today with our funny jokes. And you know what? We would love to hear your funny jokes. You can either send us a video or write them down and send it to our Sunday Club TV email address. We can't wait to hear all your funny jokes. That's all from us today. Bye!
Thanks for another great show, gang. I hope you guys are loving learning about Jesus as much as I am. Have a great week. And remember, keep singing!